A day out to Mill Meece Pumping engines. We've come today to Mill Meece Pumping engine, but mainly to give the Alvis a decent run. Last time out, I had to put a different magneto on the car, and that got me home. But I actually found this spring had fallen off, so this rear carb was actually playing up and coughing. Today, we've done 46 miles faultlessly. And there's a bit of a show on with some vintage machinery and other classic cars. Let's go and have a look. Found a couple of Austins, a very tidy A35, a contemporary Renault 21 to our Rover, and a very tidy mini police car, and then ubiquitous Mark 1 Ford Escort, as well as a little more exotic 1950s Berkeley. And this Herald, the same age as mine, its condition puts it a little bit to shame, but then it has only done 53,000 miles. But it's lovely to see. And tucked away at the back, presumably making a delivery, is this AEC Mercury. Towards the back of the pumping engine, I found this little workshop run by this donkey engine with its pulley systems, driving things like a lathe and drills. This little bike is a Brookhouse Corgi, just immediately post-war, but it was developed as a civilian work version from the bikes that were dropped by the paratroopers. Tiny, isn't it? Of all the nice little stationary engines, I particularly like this one, with its vintage inspection lights being used. It's nice to see them have a second life. There was even a couple of tractors, a nice Fordson and a McCormick Farmall. Eventually the Register managed 7 cars in total, although the Citroen in the middle is easy to spot. Another Alvis lurks the other side. There are 2 main engines at Mill Meece. This one a 1914 installed engine, and the other one on the other side arrived in 1927. This one's a Hawthorne Davy engine. The boilers themselves are supplying steam to the main engines. Boilers use quite low-grade coal, and it's pumped by these screw feeds directly into the boilers. At the back of the boiler house, there's this rather dinky little dynamo set. The heart of the engine is this enormous flywheel, which drives the crank, which then operates one long piston. The piston on these engines goes through this high pressure cylinder, and then the exhaust steam is used again as it goes through this low pressure cylinder, and then it goes on to drive the condenser pumps. This pump would have delivered water from the well immediately underneath the building, and was originally connected to an additional lifting arms which rock when the one engine still pumps them today. The large bronze big end is clearly visible,